Hey everybody, we're here with Laura Burke, a interior designer, and we are here to look at her house, and she's going to give us some practical tips and tricks. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
I'm looking around your house, and every time I look around, there's something new I want to see. And you were just giving me a little, tour of your house. This is your home.
Yes.
Tell us about the painting. You were starting with that. I love that.
Painting. So, it is good to, as time goes on, it is always good to buy and invest in original art. And when I say original art, it could be from a local craft show. It could be from a college art show, a high school art show. It could be from an art gallery if you have the means. And I happened to purchase this from Meredith College, from the senior art show when I happen to be a grad from Meredith College. And this is a good friend of mine, and I purchased her piece. And so you need to surround yourself with things that make you smile and make you happy. And that is the most important thing.
My ADD is kicking in.
I think that's called a juju hat from Africa. That is when an African woman gets married, she places that on her head. And I love orange because orange makes me happy. That's another thing. You need to surround yourself with colors that you love, not necessarily what's in. Because what's in may not make you happy.
And you and I were just talking about bed pillows. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So when I have a couple, I try to poke the bear a little bit, as in the husband sometimes. And we tend to tell them that we will put 8 to 9 pillows on the bed at night before you get into bed. And that they'll have to set the bed up and get the pillows all straight before they get into bed at night. And the husbands tend to groan and frown at me, thinking that they can't believe I'm going to make them set the bed up every night and every morning. That is not reality. Only reality if we have a photo shoot. What reality is for people is that we want to make you comfortable and happy and make it practical. If your dogs or cats love to sleep with you, we want to give you beautiful washable linens and not dry cleanable linens. We want to give you a home that is comfortable but yet practical. Something that is enjoyable, even if you have a housekeeper, but is functioning and pleasing to your lifestyle.
And you were talking about open shelving, because you make me laugh. You have some good, strong opinions, and
I do have strong opinions. I like to cook and I love to entertain, but think about it. We don't entertain every weekend, so if you have a pitcher or bowls of big quantities that you tend to not use every weekend and they're on open shelves, I am not a big proponent of open shelves because they tend to get dusty. And I do not want to be a slave to cleaning things all the time. So I am more of a person that likes things to be away because I don't like to be cleaning and rinsing and doing things constantly like that. Which leads me to the practicality of the coffee tables. For instance, if you have a glass coffee table and you like to put your feet on the coffee table, it is not the coffee table for you.
I've had one. I washed it every day.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you have the pets, they will do nose art on your coffee table. And if you will see heel marks on your coffee table. And this, for instance, is a reclaimed, this is
gorgeous.
What they pull the ships in from Norfolk, Virginia. The chains from the shipyard. This is shipyard chains. And it came with glass. Of course, I will not have glass. And it's a piece of granite that was cut and set in there. It's extremely heavy. I cannot believe it's not going to fall into our crawl space. It's super duper heavy. But it's very practical and functions well in our house because we do love to put, you actually don't even need a coaster on it because it's granite.
It's gorgeous though.
It works well. It works well for us. And which leads me to the second topic. I will forever have a dog. So, a friend of mine said to me, I do love purple. Why don't I get a purple velvet sofa? I will forever have a golden retriever. A purple velvet sofa would not work well in my house.
No?
No, because my dog constantly loves to run between my sofa and my coffee table and loves to run and go against the sofa, which will put tons of golden retriever hair on my purple sofa if I had a purple sofa. So, therefore, form follows function. So when you work with a client, you need to ask them lots of questions about their lifestyle. So you want the person, if they're going to make a major purchase like a sofa, you want to ask them, what do you like to do? Do you like to lay on the sofa? For instance, we like to lay on the sofa, so the sofa arms are low. So your neck is not stretched up high, so that it's nice and comfortable. Plus, we have a sofa that is kind of the color of the dog. So that
Perfect.
It works in that regard.
And then I was looking, you have pops of wallpaper. You were telling me before that wallpaper is making a comeback.
Wallpaper is totally making a comeback. That is grass cloth, and it's stamped. It's embossed grass cloth. I think it's kind of interesting, and the pattern works in that regard that it's just a little pop of color, and it's just a little accent underneath the, and it surrounds the room. And the reason why it works is the whole room is that warm tannish color and gray. And I should probably put the lights on so that you can see. We redid the fireplace last year.
And is that with wallpaper too?
No,
Oh.
we redid it and we changed out the
Beautiful.
bricks. This used to be all bricks, and then we put all this tile in here. And
Is that
then
really tile? Because it feels like metal.
this is
Wow.
all tile, and it's all tile on the bottom. And then this was full finished green, and then we all painted it a solid color.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have little mirrors up there hidden for feng shui,
Oh,
because it reflects the energy against the fireplace.
wow.
Just tiny little mirrors.
I
And
can't see them
those-
though. Where are they?
They're really tiny. I did that on purpose up there.
Oh.
And those are from my grandmother's family. And those are actually Austrian, but though my grandmother's family is Italian.
They're gorgeous.
And those are, it's not Art Deco. It's Art Nouveau
Mm-hmm.
from 1910.
Wow.
So that's my next thing that I wanted to talk about, how important it is not to have everything that's new. And a lot of people now, as with people aging and that people get left really wonderful things, that you can build a room around. Obviously, my home is not necessarily all traditional, but you can mix up old and new things together, and that's a really good classic example how you can mix old
And the
and new.
TV is not the focus of your room.
No, the
is it?
TV is not the focus. Definitely not the focus.
So you were showing me some things in your kitchen,
Yes,
which is
let's go there.
gorgeous.
Let's go
Do
there.
you recommend white cabinets? Because I love them. They make a room look so open.
I
And
mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it really, you can mix cool and warm. Watch your step over here.
Yeah.
Cool and warm together, which is fine. This is another good classic example of mixing old and new. This is from my grandmother. They came over in steerage from from Naples, Italy. 8 months pregnant with my grandmother and a 3-year-old through Ellis Island to meet her husband, who didn't speak a lick of English and couldn't read or write. Came over with a 3-year-old, 8 months pregnant, and the coffee pot. I guess she had her priorities straight with the coffee pot. But anyway, she brought the coffee pot and not a lot else. But so I got to have the coffee pot. I can't believe I still have it, which is awesome.
it's beautiful too.
Thank you.
But that invokes memories too.
Yes,
Yes.
wonderful memories. But yes, and so this is a good blend in a kitchen. You could do cools and warms and cools very nicely. So these are warms, and this is a busy countertop, and this is a good example for people. So this is like a riverbed. So this is like you're looking down into the riverbed if you were to walk down through a brook. So this is really, really busy, and I know it's busy. So when you do a busy countertop, you want to keep the backsplash really calm. On
That was
purpose,
beautiful.
On purpose with that.
Yeah.
And then this is just, this is Baroque glass because it waves like that. And again, I'm a big proponent of keeping things away. I mean, that's just if people wanted open shelves, I would absolutely do open shelves, but it's just my preference. But we'll talk travel for a minute. As people travel and go away, I encourage people, instead of bringing magnets back from their trips,
For spoons.
right? I got this from this mountain town in southern Spain called Fonda. And this is kind of a cool piece to have. And it's good sometimes to bring back pieces that are reminiscent of trips, and they work as beautiful accessories in people's houses to decorate with. And even if, like, you shouldn't get so bogged down with, oh, this doesn't match with this. It's really not. Things don't have to be matchy-matchy. If you love the piece, or even if you buy it because you love it, I think it's so much fun just to work it in. I mean, I think that people get too concerned with, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. If you love it, it's always gonna work.
Yeah. Even this little guy. Your mom gave
Oh
you.
yeah, my mom gave me that years ago. That's just good.
And it's
That's
whimsical
good
and
luck.
something to look at, and I love that.
It's just good luck. And my
And-
son, when he was little, we used to sit in the high chair here and he would play with it.
It's really great.
It's just fun.
And we talked about your table, which is hand-me-down.
No,
But
it's just, you know what, it opens up, it takes a leaf, and so if we don't want to eat in the dining room, we just eat in here. Speaking of which, I do want to show you something in the dining room.
look at outside. Everything is just...
The pillow's the wrong way.
So this is gorgeous. So what you're saying is you don't have to follow any rules. Because I think people are like, oh, I do cottage. I do this. I do craftsman style. I have to have a style. But you just collect what you like.
Yes, there are certain rules of design though. You see how the table's round and the light fixture's round? That's intentional.
Okay.
That's because that's good flow right there. That's symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
That's intentional.
And that helps your eyes and your brain
Mm-hmm.
feel calm.
Right, and you see how that's curved?
Mm-hmm.
That's intentional.
Very nice. I always wanted a window seat like that. You once told me if you have hunter green and mauve in your house, do you play that up now or?
You know what? If you really are a green person, we would still keep the green and we would just do different accents. Because if you're gonna be a green girl, we'll still keep you as a green girl. We'll just do different. We'll keep the hunter green and we'll just do lighter greens and maybe throw a white in there and it would look totally different.
Are
I
the
can
things
totally work around that.
are your things that supposed to play off each other like blue with the contrast
Blue
of
and
orange?
green is really lovely.
Yeah.
Blue and green is like refreshing.
Yeah.
So if you like, if someone said, I have this hunter green couch that I'm not getting rid of, I love it, I can work around it.
And you don't have to spend millions of dollars, right?
No, like you know, this is interesting. So people are like, I'm going to recover it because it's going to be a lot more economical to recover. And I'm like, maybe not, because by the time you get through with the labor and the fabric and recover it, if you really, really love that sofa and it's super comfy, recover it. But if it's going to come neck and neck with the cost to buy a new one versus recovering. But if you really love it, I would totally recover it. That's the best way. But you can make a fabulous sofa that you've always loved look brand new. I would get a throw for it, I would get pillows for it, and I would change the rug under it.
Nice.
And I would paint the walls. And you would be like, wow.
It's a whole new house.
Oh my gosh. Paint is the most economical, gee whiz bang thing you can do. Like, wow, I cannot believe, that would be like changing these. If these are really outdated on your cabinets, that you spend like $400 and you'd be like, whoa, I cannot believe, what was I thinking? Why did I wait so long? I cannot believe what a giant difference.
And those glass knobs are timeless, I think.
Yeah, glass is always good. Certain things are certain things are never go out of style. Glass knobs, brushed nickel. Now brass is back in, but it's not the 80s nasty yellow brass. It's like that lighter brass that's it's not so yellowy. It's super pretty. Plus, I actually did somebody's powder room that was like brass and brushed nickel together. They actually let me mix the metals. That was awesome.
And different.
Oh my gosh.
And made them unique. Yeah, I bet it's
I can't
beautiful.
believe they let me do that. It was so fabulous. So fun. So
Yeah.
fun. And you know, if you're an oil rub bronze person and you know, you're just not the brush nickel person, who cares? Do your house in oil rub bronze. If you're gonna love it, you're always gonna love it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
If you think you love it because everybody else is doing it.
Or you're just a straight monochromatic person and it gives you peace, do monochromatic. Do it. If that makes you happy, do monochromatic. And then every now and then, maybe just do a little pop of color. But if you want everything to be really calming, go for it.
Yeah.
That's fine. If that just makes you calm, do it. It is like, this is the thing with people's houses. You're supposed to put your head on your pillow at night, and it is like your sacred space. And I totally believe that. That's like everyone's always like, what's your style? What's your style? I have no style. What's your style? It's all about the person. It really is about the person. I could do anything because it's about what they want.
And sometimes it's hard to figure out what you want.
That's why I ask 6 million dumb questions. I'm like asking everybody 6 million. Do you like open nightstands? Do you want 2 drawers in it? Do you like a headboard with tufted buttons in it? Or do you like the flush headboard? The last customer I asked that, he thought I was crazy. I said, well, with the buttons with the tufting, they're gonna get dusty. I know you think I'm crazy, but like 6 months from now, there's gonna be dust in those little buttons. And if you're not that person, and if you're gonna like, I hate that, then don't do that, right? Because you're gonna get dust in there.
No photographers coming into your bedroom.
But because you have to tell people, that's the difference between a decorator and a designer. The decorator is just gonna order that headboard but the best thing you can do so that people like you and they use you again is to tell them, hey, you know what, Suzanne? Love that headboard, but just, you're gonna have to take the vacuum and just go over it. I'm just telling you, because when you change the bed, you know, all the lint goes in the air and it's gonna get dusty. But if you're good
And
with
the dog
that,
hair.
and dog hair. If you're good with that, hey, so what?
Yeah.
Right? The best thing you can do is like the granite versus the quartz people. Granite, beauty marks, right? I have the same granite in my house as you do, but my granite looks darker because I have a different slab, right? The quartz, we both have quartz, we have exactly the same quartz, right? You have to tell people everything so that they're super happy, super duper happy. They know exactly how the product's gonna perform, right? Same with nylon rugs versus wool. If you have animals, they love to poop and pee on wool. I have no idea why.
Well, it's expensive. That's no big deal.
That's what they do.
Now tell me about this piece, because I walked by and I said, I feel like home.
Which piece?
Your grandmother's stool.
Oh, that is from her kitchen.
How many other people, everybody had that growing up. Mine was avocado green, yours was yellow.
Right, so mine was yellow, and then it used to be like school bus yellow, and it was like super duper bright. So I changed the top, and then we just put this faux vinyl on so that if you spill anything, it's just like the animal kind of faux vinyl. But this is where everyone sits and has a cup of coffee. That's where all, like this, we would kid around, and like if you had a problem, this is like the psychiatrist's stool to sit on, and you would tell your woes. And then occasionally it would solve a problem. You actually could reach and grab something. But I just honestly thought, I can't part with it.
Yeah.
I just can't get rid of it. It's just too fun.
There was a feeling when I walked by it too, and I know exactly what you mean. That's home.
I can't get rid of it. It's sweet.
There's no phone there. You should put a fake phone.
And then these, I just wanted to show you something.
This is home too.
What?
Your kids' drawings.
Oh yeah, that's
new with the old and beautiful.
Yeah, that's our little corner. And then I just thought, I just bought that one time a couple of years ago. Do what more of what makes you happy.
And that's your Urbano kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and here, this is a good example. So these
lamps are gorgeous.
These came with different shades.
Yeah.
These are Van Teal, and Van Teal is this really contemporary company out of Miami. They make beautiful. It's not for everybody. Their stuff is really very contemporary to the point of like, it's a small market, especially in North Carolina where it's more of a conservative crowd. So this would be more, their market is more Miami, California. But, so the shades, I kind of got sick of the shades. But anyway, these shades are from a company called Lamps Plus that anybody can get online. And these are called art shades. And so I thought, again, you change the look so much when you change the shade. I mean, it dramatically changes things. And this is a sister piece to the one that I have in the kitchen that I got in Mykonos. Or was it Santorini? I think it's Mykonos. That's sold. And that piece is one I took out on consignment from a local antique shop in Raleigh called Pigfish Antiques. Mm-hmm. And they're super nice people there. And that's also original art. And they're just lovely. Just, You know, why not? Okay, so I have a great story. So back in New York, when I used to, I had another Golden, my first one, and I would walk by 2 cleaners because the third cleaners, they used to let me bring the dog in the cleaners and they would give her a biscuit. So, I mean, why not spend money with the people that you like and they're nice to you? So Pigfish was super nice to me. And why not spend money, like you vote with your dollars. Why not spend money with people that are super nice to you? I mean, that's the way I think of the world, but anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Keep them around.
I do.
But these too, like that.
Oh,
that's gorgeous.
I can't think of the company that I had that forever. But you know, there's other little accents too that you can do in houses. Like that's a medallion.
Yeah.
And then that's Ralph Lauren metallic paint.
And it's very subtle but shiny and
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice cool accent too. And then
it's so peaceful here.
That's my mother gave me that years ago. That plugs in. That's kind of a cool little. It's like a mock-up bonsai tree. It's kind of cute. And then
family.
Yes.
And then the grand entrance.
Oh,
I love the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the pillars too.
Yeah. Oh, I want to show you this. This is like one of my favorite little. See, now this is what we call. I tell everyone this is the public restroom, right? So your powder room is your public restroom, right? It's your public restroom. Everybody uses it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's a tiny space, but you have a wow factor in there, really.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
So I put the busiest wallpaper, right? And we installed a chandelier. We painted the ceiling bronze.
Ooh.
I have a really old mirror that I bought in an antique shop in Nyack, New York. And those are block prints.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this when the vanity is from the streets in New York, and I was pregnant. I saw it on the street. And then I had it shipped to North Carolina.
Nice.
I didn't like the vanity top, so I changed it and changed the faucet. But you know, I always tell people, like, make the powder room pretty. Everybody's gonna use that bathroom. Right? Why not? And then here, this is our latest creation. We call this the lounge. And so this is my entertaining space. And that's a reclaimed, these are super old scones that was rewired and repainted and redone. I don't even know where it's from. The lady was fantastic that did it.
But it's totally different.
Yeah, totally.
And if you had 4 of them on the wall, that probably wouldn't work. But
it's probably too much. Then one's plenty.
Yeah.
And then this is mid-century modern paper. I thought it was kind of cool for an accent wall.
Mm-hmm. And again, a comfortable couch.
My funky little couch. And
with pops of orange because you love it.
And
2 different lamps. They don't have to match.
Oh gosh, no, I love mixing it up. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then my dad was a bartender and a maitre d' in a catering house in the Bronx in New York. So a lot of this stuff is from the catering house, and these are my great grandmothers. This is not from the catering house because the Italians always drink like anisette and all that kind of stuff. This is from Southport. Last year, my husband's cousin lives in Southport, and I bought that in an art gallery. That's here about buying original art. I do believe in what I'm talking. I do talk the talk, or walk the walk, or whatever it is. And then this piece, I bought. This is a very old lamp, but I just changed the shade up on. So that's a very, very old lamp. And then the bar is about 30 years old. And I got sick of the bar stools, so I just bought new bar stools a couple of years ago. Because that's what I always tell people too. Like if you have a great bar or a dining table and you're sick of the chairs, change the chairs.
Yeah.
Change the look.
And your house is comfortable. Like I want to come in and have a coffee with you and just, it's gorgeous. If you're going to spend money on one thing in your house, what would you do?
What would I spend money on?
Yeah.
What's the one thing? In this house or just in general?
Just in general.
Flooring. Make sure the flooring is...
No, see, I've heard, like, people don't look at your floor, don't worry about it.
Oh, people do look at your floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's things that you'd always get your money out of in your house. Okay, so it depends on if you're going to stay or if you're going to move. So if you're going to stay, You always get your money out of countertops, cabinets, flooring. And you're going to stay, you want to put equity back into your house. Make sure that it's updated and that it's current, so that if you're going to sell it, or you're going to, there's enjoyment factors too, like how long you're going to stay, that you really enjoy it. So that's really important. Certain things you would never get your money out of, like, and you maybe leave, or the other person wants to buy it. But I mean, I'm obviously a furniture person, so because I really enjoy furniture. So I mean, I constantly want to change things, so you can't go by me. But but I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes,
but,
it does.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always wanting to update my furniture, which would probably drive my husband crazy. But,
That's how I change.
but there's
things in
certain
the
things
house.
in your houses that you always get your money back. Like your bathrooms need to be upgraded, like or because you'll always get your money back on things like that in your kitchens. And
Get a good couch, get a good table, like, because
yes,
those are investments that you're gonna.
That's true. If you have a good piece of furniture, you'll take it with you to your next home.
Yeah,
that's true. Like I do staging for realtors, for people, and I'm savvy. You have a budget, and you want to be sensitive to people's budgets, and you purchase something for someone, and they take it with them to their next house, and they enjoy it there.
Awesome.
If that makes sense.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for having us in your home. How do they find you?
Oh, how do they find me? Well,
The bat signal? There.
On my website, burkedesigns.com.
BURKE designs.com.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Laura, for welcoming us into your home. There's a couple books here. I love feng shui, and I can't thank you enough. So check Laura out.
All right. Thanks, Suzanne.
Have a good
Appreciate it.
weekend.